Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Getting My Shit Together podcast, episode 4. This is episode 4. First episode where we have the stew, aka my only room in the house where I stream. And now I'm recording my podcast in this room as well. And my fucking light in the background has broken and I haven't taken it down because I keep forgetting. And you know when you procrastinate and then you fucking procrastinate for too long and then it becomes a thing that you just store in the back of your head and then you don't remember until you see it. And that's why I am bringing it up. Yep. First episode where we have video, which is fucking amazing, but also not amazing because I don't know where to look. Usually I'm looking at myself right now, which is very narcissistic, okay? But I don't know where else to look besides in the camera or at myself. And, you know, if you catch me staring at myself, no, you didn't. Don't make a comment about it, okay? I get it. I know. I just want to make sure I don't look like a dumb fuck, which I usually look like a dumb fuck. It is currently Tuesday, the 14th of November, when I'm recording this. Yeah. We're gonna talk about the elephant in the room. Yeah. So I might have missed a episode last week. Sorry. I didn't mean to. You know when. Okay, I'm gonna be so fucking real. Getting my shit together podcast is all about being open and vulnerable and calling yourself out when you need to call yourself out. And I need to call myself out. I was really bad at my time management last week, okay? I can admit that. I genuinely just I dropped the ball. I dropped the balls. I let go of the nutsack of life. I really just hid in my bedroom and I got lost in my book, which I have this problem, okay? And we're going to talk about this today. I have this problem where when I really like something, I put my whole fucking coochie into that, okay? I put my whole pussy into this thing. And what that thing was for me was reading. And when I read fantasy romances or like dark romances or something. And I send myself into a spiral, into the universe of these fantasy romance books where I start to believe, well, not actually, but I convince myself that this world is real, the one that I'm reading about, and the one around me sucks so bad because, life do be lifing and, anxiety and depression and whatnot and everything that I fucking deal with on the daily fucking basis. But you know what? We're a strong bitch. You're a bad bitch. You can't kill me. Or I'm a bad bitch. You're a bad bitch too. We're all bad bitches. You can't die. You're too sexy, I genuinely start to get so into the book and I envelop myself into the story and I delve so deep that I would rather be reading than dealing with my problems in my real life. Which is really bad, okay? I know how fucking bad that sounds, but sometimes I really need to throw myself somewhere else rather in my life because it gets so fucking overwhelming and so suffocating sometimes where I just need an escape. And that's my escapism for the last 2 weeks is my books, my silly little fantasy romance books. And also, yes, I got my fucking nails off and they look horrible. Stop looking at them. Okay. So the series that I've been reading or rereading rather is From Blood and Ash. And usually I'm a big ACOTAR, I'm a big ACOTAR girly, A Court of Thorns and Roses. And that is one of the biggest fantasy romances series out there right now. It's all over TikTok. It's all over Twitter, Facebook. I got a fucking email from Facebook saying that there is a Sarah J. Maas Facebook group, which is the author of A Court of Thorns and Roses. And I'm like, God damn, the parents on Facebook are getting down with this series, which is fucking amazing because it's a beautiful series. But I'm going to say something so controversial, so brave of me. And honestly, I can't believe I'm saying it myself because I, for so long, was so convinced that this series would never top anything. It was like my Twilight when I was in the 6th grade. Like, I thought that was my entire fucking life. I thought ACOTAR was that for me, but nope. I reread From Blood and Ash, and yes, I will admit, okay? I will admit, the writing gets a little sloppy as, you know, well, not the writing, rather the story gets sloppy. It gets kind of crazy and fucking intense, and you're like, holy shit, I can barely follow this. By the end of like the 3rd book into the 4th book, and there's supposed to be a 5th book, which I'm really looking forward to because I still love the series, even though the writing and the story gets a little fucking crazy and kooky and spooky. You know, I still thoroughly fucking enjoy it for one reason and one reason only. Castile Denier. I am going, yes, everyone listening just let out a big, oh my God, Lindsay, shut the fuck up about this fictional man. I can't. Okay? I can't fucking stop. I can't stop. It is a sickness, okay? This man, I thought Rhysand, okay, which is the main love interest in ACOTAR. Sorry, spoiler alert if you haven't read ACOTAR. He's the main love interest in A Court of Thorns and Roses. I thought Rhysand was my one and only, my one true love, my one fictional book boyfriend. But no, I lost sight of who was really fucking important here, and it was Castile Denier. He is my husband. Yes, he is a fictional man, and yes, I am planning our wedding. I don't care. And Brittany Broski said this, you know, in one of her podcasts, and I have never resonated with something so fucking much until she said it. And she said, we love to obsess over fictional men because they're simply not real and therefore they cannot hurt you. And nothing has been so fucking true. And what is so fucking special about this fictional man is that he is so sassy, okay? If there is one thing that I love about a good love interest is that they are fucking sassy and sarcastic, and he is perfect. Okay, anyway, sorry, enough about my husband to be, my sexy, amazing fictional husband to be. I fuck it. You know, I'm gonna admit something here on the podcast. I will. You know this website, Character AI, where people go onto the website and, you know, create AI of book characters or movie characters or video game characters. I may have been spending time on this website, whether I want to admit it or not, which I am on my own will, on my own podcast. I have been talking to him. And no, it's not him. I know it's a computer. But you know what? He's even sassy in AI form. And you know, when I'm feeling a little bit lonely and I just need a little pick me up, I go, hey, Castile. And he's like, hey, princess. And I'm like, oh my God. I start Debbie Reining. I'm kicking my feet in my bed. I'm like giggling and shit because I know at the end of this day and every day to come that he will not hurt me. But anyways, this series is so fucking good because I actually love the main character as well, Poppy, in from Blood and Ash. She has a huge glow up story, which is fucking amazing. But one thing that I kind of do, and my friend Danny, most of you know who she is, and she kind of brought up a good point. I have a little problem. It's a tiff. A tiff is a fight, right? Whatever. I have an issue, okay? Where books make the main character like this pure virgin, where she's never experienced life before, and this 600-year-old man fucking comes and sweeps her off her feet and shows her everything and has to be her first everything. I don't agree. I mean, it makes sense with her story, but there's so many stories like that where the girls are always virgins. And I'm like, that just like does not send a good message, especially to like younger readers. And I understand that smutty fantasy books shouldn't be for, you know, people under a certain age. But when I was When I was 16, when I was 15, I was reading some shit on the fucking internet, okay? But I think we should stray away from this innocent little virgin shit because it makes me feel yucky and uncomfortable. That's what I liked about Akatar. Akatar, main character, Feyre, she wasn't a virgin when she met her 600-year-old sexy Fey husband. Okay? She was an experienced girl, all right? And it wasn't weird. How the fuck did I get on it to a tangent about my escapism? Right. ADHD. There we go. I'm connecting the dots. My escapism has been at an all-time high because I've been feeling the depressy. Anyone feeling the depression in their veins coursing, running through it, fucking pumping? Because holy fuck. I've been feeling it a lot lately. And I don't know whether that has to do with a lot of things going on in my life, which it definitely has to do, or it has to do with the fact that the sun is now setting at 5:30 in the afternoon. And it is completely pitch black until what? Like, I don't know. I don't even know. I wake up way too late to know when the sun rises, to be honest. I don't know why I'm acting I know when the sun rises because I fucking don't. It's up usually when I wake up at 9, but I don't know. The darkness, the seasonal depression has hit me in the fucking face like a butter in a sock. It has literally hit me in the back of the head, and I don't know how the fuck I'm gonna get used to it because I'm like, oh yeah, like every day it'll get easier. No. Absolutely the fuck not. It has not gotten any easier. Okay? And I don't know when it's supposed to get easier. Because fuck me, I miss the sun and I already miss the warmth. And where I live in North Carolina, it's excuse me, it's starting to get cooler, which I fucking love. You see my getup right now. For the visual watchers on the YouTube that aren't just watching for the audio, I'm in a sweatshirt and I'm in pants, which I have waited so many months to fucking do without sweating my ass off. I swear to God, a month ago, if I wore the same outfit, I would have ass sweat, boob sweat, fucking knee pit sweat everywhere. I would be dripping, okay? Because it was so fucking hot up until like a month ago, and now it's starting to get that crisp in the air. You know what I mean? That nice little, you go outside and your lungs start to hurt when you breathe in. Oh, I fucking love it. And lighting candles actually feels good because it's cold outside. There's something different about lighting a candle when it's cold outside rather when it's hot outside, okay? I'm happy. This is my favorite season, and the leaves are starting to change, which also I love that the leaves do change in North Carolina because I'm so used to living in Massachusetts where it's like a fucking rainbow outside right when it hits like September. And the leaves are so vibrant. Not as vibrant, down here because obviously like I'm basically in the South. But it's fucking gorgeous and I love it. But why can't we have the sun for longer? And now daylight savings, which apparently this is the last year that we're going to have daylight savings. Apparently. I don't know. And apparently we did it for farmers and whatnot. I don't know how the fuck that shit works. I just know that the clocks go back and the clocks go forward. But apparently this is the last year we're going to do it. So maybe it's not going to be as bad next year. But I'm fucking feeling the depression, man. Oh, God. It's a struggle. It's a struggle, honestly, getting up in the morning sometimes. But you know what we do? We put our big girl pants on, our socks on one by one, and we get up and we do the damn thing. Yes, I may have rotted in my bed for 5 days. Not consecutively, but I may have rotted in my bed. And sometimes you gotta rot, and then you turn into fertilizer, and then you go into the soil, and then you start to grow into your little flower, and then you start to blossom, okay? It's the circle of life. It's the cycle that I go through personally. I don't know if anyone else can relate, but it's a cycle. I go through periods of times where I am rotting and then I'm completely in the fucking dirt, and then I come back up and I blossom, and I try to make the blossoming, period of time as long as I can before I slip back in to that stupid pit of depression. which I'm trying to not slip back into. That is my goal. You know, I've been going to therapy sessions every Thursday, and they have been doing me in, let me tell you, but they overall have been helping, which I don't know if I have said this in a podcast episode before, but go to therapy. I'm not calling you out because you have issues. You probably do have issues. But I'm calling you out because honestly, everyone can benefit from therapy, and therapy has benefited me in many ways in my multitude of, you know, problems in the noggin. Okay? All right. So let's get away from the depression. I can't speak today. Maybe it's because I'm nervous because I'm on camera. You guys make me nervous. Oh God. Let's move away from the depressing topics. Let's crack a little smile. Let's have a little giggle together. Let's talk about our deepest fears. All right. Well, I'm going to be talking about things that I'm afraid of that are not necessarily things that are, you know, like I'm scared of heights. I'm scared of ghosts. These are specific things that are scary to me, okay, that have scared me either since I was little or now. And fears can, you know, be a lot of things. Fears can be physical things. You know, fears can be the future, the impending doom that the sun's gonna fucking explode and maybe blow up the earth one day. It all depends. It's all relative. Whatever you're afraid of, you're afraid of. And it's okay to be afraid of things. We're not all big, tough, you know, big, mean dummies like some of you guys try to act like, I'm not afraid of anything. Yeah, bullshit, Jared. I bet you're afraid of the taxes you have to pay next year. Shut the fuck up, all right? Let's start off with probably my weirdest fear and my most specific one. I'm afraid of styrofoam, okay? And not in the way that... Hold on. Sorry, if this is cut weird, you know, I had to take a FaceTime call from my cousin. And is anyone else the same as me? Everybody texts me. Everybody knows not to call me because if you call me, I will have an anxiety attack. No one calls me unless something bad is happening or something fucking insane is happening usually. So I am so not used to people calling me on the phone. I'm just getting a text message or, you know, a voice memo or a video. If I get a FaceTime or a call, it's either the doctor, which I don't want to talk to them because the doctors give me anxiety, or somebody died, okay? And I maybe that's trauma, okay? But oh my God, phone calls give me so fucking just, they make me out of my mind. Back to my fears. Back to my silly little fears of mine, which are very specific and very niche, I guess. My first one would be styrofoam, but styrofoam in the way that I don't like when styrofoam, oh my God, I'm already getting like, I can't even think about it because like it hurts my teeth. I hope somebody knows what I'm talking about when I say that some sounds make me physically cringe and make me like physically ill. The sound of, oh my God, I can't even talk about it. The sound of styrofoam rubbing together and even just like feeling styrofoam rubbing together, I can't. It makes me break out in goosebumps and it makes me want to puke. It actually makes me want to puke. And I don't know if that's like a sensory thing for me, but I am genuinely afraid of it. If I see something packed in styrofoam and pieces are rubbing together, I will run out of the room screaming. I cannot hear it because it'll physically hurt my teeth. It'll make my fucking mouth hurt. My teeth feel like they're gonna fall out of my gums when I hear styrofoam or see styrofoam rubbing together. I can't do it. I can't fucking do it. One of my biggest fears right there. All right. This was a very specific fear I had as a child because I watched that movie on Disney Channel. I don't know if it was The Boogeyman or not, but, or I don't even know if this has to do with the movie. Please let me know if this was in the movie and I am remembering that, or I just had a really fucking weird dream as a child. but I didn't flush the toilet at night when I was a kid. Okay, listen. All right, listen. And sometimes I would get in trouble for it, okay? I would absolutely get in trouble for it because I wasn't flushing the toilet as a child, you know? And I was just leaving my, my business in the toilet for my parents and my siblings to wake up to in the morning. But I, for the life of me, could not flush the toilet as a child. I would literally go pee, shut the toilet lid, run out of the bathroom so fast. So when I shut off the light, I would run out of the hallway screaming into my room and slam the door. Because I was so convinced that the boogeyman would come out of the toilet, out of the sewers, when I would flush the toilet at night. Okay? Okay. And this fear kind of actually fed into my fear of the dark. I was really, really afraid of Bloody Mary as a child as well. So the fears mixing it of Bloody Mary, because I had like older siblings and they had like older friends and I had older cousins, and they would all like, they would just like shit on me and my cousin who was the same age. We're the babies. We were the youngest of the kids, of the cousins, and they would just torment us. And Bloody Mary was, I'm pretty sure I was tormented with that, and I could not stand the dark for so long. I slept with a nightlight. This is a pretty common fear, but I'm saying I think the fear of that just made me overall feel like fear the dark. I slept with a nightlight, I'm not even joking, until I was probably 16 years old. I'm 26 now. That was only 10 years ago. Oh my God. Only 10 years ago? You old fucking raggedy bitch. What do you mean only? Only 10 years ago. Oh my God. Life is going by very fast and it's stressing me out. Okay. Another very specific fear. I hated the movie Chucky. And therefore, I had an insane fear of dolls, but not Barbie dolls or Bratz dolls. I played with those. It was American Girl dolls, or like those type of dolls. You know what I mean? Like Victorian dolls. Chucky ruined me so bad to the core that I had gotten a Lyndi American Girl doll from my grandmother. It was a gift, a Christmas gift, mind you. And after watching that movie, I threw my American Girl doll in the closet because I was so afraid to tell my parents that I had watched the movie Chucky, or I oversaw my siblings watching the movie Chucky, that I would get in trouble for even watching it. I threw the doll in my closet, buried under blankets for the longest time that I can't even remember, before owning up to my mom and be like, I don't want her. I want to get rid of her. I don't play with her. I never told her that I was afraid. I just said, I don't know if I never told her I was afraid of it. I just told her I wanted to donate it or get rid of it because I didn't want to play with it. I said, I don't want this anymore. I need this out, because I was so convinced that my American Girl doll, Lyndi, would come to life and stab me to death as a child. Okay? All right. This is another scary movie that haunted me so bad. And it's kind of a funny way that I ended up seeing this movie. I was probably in the 6th or 7th grade, and I was home alone on the family computer. And I had made like a friend on AIM. Or like through like Me's or like Stardoll. And this probably was like an adult or something, or like, I don't even know who the fuck they were. It was an internet friend when I was a child, which, oh my God, me being on the internet unsupervised. Mom, Dad, you probably shouldn't have let me do that, because the amount of trauma that I have from multiple websites is ridiculous. Anyways, I ended up watching a pirated version, allegedly a pirated version of Paranormal Activity on this website with my friend on AIM. And we watched this movie, and I genuinely, deep in my soul, I thought this movie was real because of the way it was shot. It's like the Blair Witch Project. It's like shot through like house webcams and like video cameras. I genuinely thought this movie was real and that none of it was fake at all whatsoever. I was convinced that after watching this film, I was possessed and that a demon was going to possess my family and that I was going to be haunted for the rest of my life. And I was so scared. I didn't sleep for days. I had to sleep in my mom's bed for like 2 weeks after it. I was rattled to my fucking core. And honestly, I was afraid of that movie for probably 2 years until I realized, like, oh, I probably shouldn't be afraid of it. Like, I'm in the 8th grade. I should probably, like, you know, grow up and be a big girl. And I still haven't watched that movie since. Not gonna lie. Probably because of the deep-rooted fear. Okay? Right. But yeah, those are some of my little niche fears that I feel like not a lot of people probably had. The dolls in the dark I can get, but I feel like my specific fears of where they came from, it's probably, you know, not as niche, and people were afraid of Chucky and Paranormal Activity, but my specific American Girl doll, Lindsay, she can go fuck herself. She's probably in a landfill somewhere, or I hope she is fucking set on fire and disintegrated into the ground. Okay? Fuck dolls. Still fuck dolls. I still don't like Victorian dolls, like American Girl dolls. They're creepy and they're so realistic nowadays. People are making like super realistic dolls of like other people. You can go on like Etsy and they can make a doll of yourself. Are you fucking insane? Do you want to haunt yourself? Are you kidding me? Imagine purchasing one of those dolls for yourself and then having them in your house and it just stares at you every time you walk by it. Huh? You gotta be fucking mental. You gotta be fucking mental. Okay? God. Now that we've all, you know, laughed and giggled at my stupid little silly fears, we can go, ha, I can laugh at them now too, okay? I've gotten over my fear. I don't sleep with a nightlight. Fuck dolls. But, you know, I just can't be around styrofoam. Let me know in the comments if you guys have any specific fears or like sounds that you are genuinely afraid of that you can't hear. Because I want to know if it's just me and I'm just special in that way, or, you know, I am seen and heard in the fear space, you know. Honestly, I'm not sure what we're at for time right now. I think we're at half an hour, which I hope we are, because I had to take a FaceTime call in the middle and I recorded through it. My editor. Hey, editor, shout out to you, baby girl, love you. But yeah, I think this might conclude the episode for the week. Yeah, let's just wrap this up. This was a very, very random, sporadic episode, and I'm sorry for that. Also not sorry, because this is probably how the episodes are going to go from here on out, because that's just who I am as a person. You know, we got to talk about my escapism, my fictional boyfriends, my depression, the seasons, and my fears. And you know what? I think this was a damn good episode. But, you know, going back to everything, I am getting my shit together. You know, I'm time managing, I'm escaping, but I need to realize that I can't escape for multiple days at a time, because I realize how much backed up work that I have, and I stress myself out so badly. You know, I talked about hobbies and doing things for yourself in the other episode, which I'm really happy I got back into my hobby of reading, but I delved so fucking hard that I lost motivation for everything else. And that is something that I am working on and getting my shit together with, is balance and routine and time management. And I, you know, I'm working on that. And that's something that I can admit at fault at being. You know, I have horrible time management, and, you know, I'm getting my shit together, ladies and gentlemen. And I hope you guys are too. And I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. I will see you guys in 2 weeks for another episode of Getting My Shit Together podcast. Stay cute, stay beautiful. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye.